Have you ever dyed your hair a trendy color only to feel like it just wasn't working? Stick around because today we're diving into 5 hair color trends women over 50 should absolutely avoid and why. Plus, we'll explore alternatives that enhance your natural beauty and help you embrace your mature, elegant look. Trust me, these tips can save you from a hair disaster. Alright, so here's the real deal. When it comes to hair color, it's not just about what's trendy or what everyone else is doing, it's about confidence. The right shade can make you feel like you're truly embracing who you are at this stage of life. It frames your face, highlights your best features, and can even boost your self-esteem. Let's be honest, our hair plays such a big part in how we see ourselves. It's that little extra something that helps us feel like we can take on the world. As we get older, things change. Our skin tone softens, our hair texture shifts, and what worked for us in our younger years might not quite have the same effect now. But here's the thing, that's completely natural. It's part of the beautiful journey of aging, and the most important thing is learning to embrace it, not fight it. Your hair color should evolve with you, not hold you back. As we get older, it's easy to start feeling like we need to tone down our look or fit into a certain mold. Now, I am going to tell you the truth. Aging doesn't mean we have to lose our vibrancy or our sense of style. It's actually the perfect time to rediscover what makes us feel amazing. Your hair color is one of those little details that can completely transform how you feel about yourself. It's not just about keeping up with trends, it's about finding what makes you feel like the best version of yourself. Whether you're embracing your natural grey or adding a bit of colour to keep things fresh, the key is confidence. And confidence comes from knowing you're making choices that align with who you are today, not who you were yesterday. So let's dive in and talk about how to choose hair colours that will make you feel just as beautiful and powerful as you deserve to feel at this stage in life. This video isn't about telling you that you can't wear certain colours or follow specific rules. Instead, we're diving into some of the common hair colour mistakes that can unintentionally make us look older or wash us out. The goal here is to show you how to choose shades that bring out your natural beauty, make you feel radiant, and boost your self-esteem. Because no one knows your style better than you, and you deserve to feel great about how you look. Whether you've been colouring your hair for years, or you're just starting to explore new options, this video is here to give you the confidence to make informed choices about what works for you. By the end, you'll have the tools to choose a colour that not only complements your features, but also makes you feel like the stunning, confident woman you are. So grab your favourite cup of tea, coffee, or maybe a glass of wine, whatever makes you feel relaxed, and let's chat about how to make your hair colour work for you, not against you. Because at this stage of life, you deserve to shine and embrace every part of yourself. We're here to help you do just that. Let's start with jet black hair. I know, jet black hair feels timeless, dramatic, and effortlessly chic. It's the go-to shade for creating an air of mystery or sophistication. But the thing is that as we age, what used to feel elegant can suddenly turn into a style that works against us. The deep, inky tone of jet black creates an intense contrast against our skin. And while that might have been striking in our younger years, it can now highlight things we'd rather not draw attention to, like fine lines, wrinkles, or uneven skin tone. Instead of giving a polished, sleek look, it can make our features appear harsher, even a little severe, which isn't the soft, flattering vibe most of us are after at this stage in life. And let's not forget the upkeep. Jet black is not forgiving when it comes to regrowth. Even a hint of grey roots stands out against the stark colour, making maintenance a constant challenge. What should you do instead? Don't worry, you don't have to completely abandon dark, dramatic hair if that's your vibe. A rich dark brown or a soft black can still give you that depth and elegance you love, but with a much more flattering, softer effect on your features. These shades are far more forgiving because they create a smoother, more natural transition against your skin tone, rather than that harsh contrast that can sometimes make you look older or tired. Now, here's where the magic really happens: adding highlights. Soft, natural-looking highlights in warm shades like caramel, mocha, or even honey can do wonders for your overall look. These highlights not only add warmth and dimension, but they also help to brighten up your complexion, giving you a radiant, healthy glow. It's like a little boost of sunshine that makes your skin look fresher and more vibrant. But wait, there's more. Highlights do so much more than just lighten up your hair. They create depth, making your hair look fuller and more textured. Instead of flat, one-dimensional color, you'll have layers of light and dark tones that give your hair a sense of movement and life. It's like your hair is constantly catching the light in the best possible way, creating subtle shine and adding that extra dimension. And don't forget about how these changes make you feel. When your hair color has those soft variations, it lifts not just your hair, but your overall look, giving you a dynamic and rejuvenated appearance. Instead of feeling weighed down or stuck in a rut, you'll feel refreshed, youthful, and ready to take on the day. Plus, these colors are much easier to maintain because the highlights help disguise any regrowth, keeping your look fresh for longer. What's not to love about that? If jet black can feel a bit too heavy, let's move on to another tricky shade. One that might seem youthful at first glance, but doesn't always play nice with mature skin. Now, I know platinum blonde can be super chic, edgy, and even a little daring. It has that modern, high-fashion vibe that's hard to ignore, and it can look absolutely stunning on the right person. But here's the important part for us women over 50, platinum blonde can be a bit tricky. It's one of those colours that, while bold and beautiful, may not always be the most flattering as we age. Why? Well, for one, these icy cool tones can sometimes wash out your complexion, particularly if you have fair skin. Instead of giving you that fresh, youthful glow, platinum blonde can make your skin appear dull or even highlight redness and uneven patches. Instead of brightening your features, it can make them seem flat. And let's be real, nobody wants that. And here's another thing to consider. Platinum blonde tends to emphasize the texture of your hair. If your strands are thinning or your hair's showing some signs of age, like dryness or damage, this shade can make those issues stand out more than you'd like. Instead of that luxurious, glossy finish we all crave, platinum blonde can actually make your hair appear lackluster or, even worse, dry and brittle, not exactly the youthful, vibrant look we're going for. But don't worry, you don't have to abandon blonde altogether if that's your thing. There are ways to make blonde hair more flattering and softer for your features. Consider going for a warm honey blonde or a soft beige blonde instead. These shades are far more forgiving, especially as we get older. They bring a natural, healthy glow to your complexion and brighten it without making it look washed out. The warm undertones in honey and beige blonde add a gentle radiance to your face, making you look fresh and vibrant, not drained. Another tip, add lowlights to your blonde. Trust me, lowlights are a game changer when it comes to adding depth and dimension. They give your hair a fuller, more multi-dimensional look, which can help take years off your appearance. Lowlights in caramel, toffee, or even rich brown tones work wonders to soften the overall look. They bring a level of warmth and texture that makes your hair appear healthier, fuller, and more lively. The goal is to create a balanced, radiant effect that complements your natural beauty. With these slight tweaks, you can enjoy the blonde look, but in a way that enhances your features, not works against them. Now, let's move on to a colour that seems to be everywhere these days, brassy tones. While some might love that fiery vibe, it's not always the best choice as we age. Let's talk about those overly yellow or brassy blonde tones. I totally get it. Blonde hair can be tricky to maintain, and sometimes those unwanted brassiness tones sneak up on you, especially if your colour treatment hasn't been properly maintained. You know the ones I'm talking about, the yellow or orange undertones that pop up, leaving you with hair that doesn't feel quite right. These tones can make your hair look unnatural, and here's the kicker. They can also make you look older than you actually are. Instead of that fresh, radiant blonde we're aiming for, brassy shades leave your hair looking dull, lifeless, and flat. It can definitely be a confidence killer when you're trying to maintain that youthful, polished look. What's even worse is that a brassy blonde can clash with your natural skin tone. If you have fair skin, it can make you look washed out. And if you have olive or deeper skin tones, it can create a stark contrast that just doesn't sit right. It can leave your overall look feeling off balance. And we definitely don't want to be working against our natural beauty, right? So what should you do instead? The secret is choosing a cooler, more neutral blonde, something like a soft champagne blonde or a neutral beige blonde. These shades are so much more forgiving as we age because they add warmth without the brassy effect. They give off a sophisticated, polished vibe that's perfect for mature women. Champagne blonde, in particular, has this soft, subtle glow that brightens up your complexion and adds dimension to your hair without being too harsh. It's fresh, elegant, and timeless. Just the right touch of radiance we want without going overboard. And the best part is, it's naturally chic, which is exactly the kind of effortless elegance we're all about as we embrace our mature beauty. Now, here's an important tip to keep that pesky brassiness at bay. Ask your stylist to use a purple or ash toner during your next treatment. You've probably heard of these toners before, and for good reason. They're game changers when it comes to neutralizing yellow or orange undertones that tend to creep in after a few washes. The purple or ash tones in the toner work their magic by balancing out the warm tones in your hair, leaving you with a cool, vibrant blonde that complements your skin tone beautifully. It's such a simple step, but can make a world of difference in maintaining a clean, bright, and fresh blonde without it turning brassy or dull over time. Trust me, this trick is something you won't want to skip. Now, let's move on to a colour that a lot of us might have tried at some point: bright red. It can be fun and fiery, but it's also tricky to pull off as we get older. Bright, fire engine red. It's bold, it's daring, and let's be honest, it can look amazing on the right person. But as we get older, this colour becomes a bit tricky. The intense, vibrant red can clash with mature skin tones, especially if your skin has become a bit more sensitive or has changed in tone over the years. Instead of enhancing your features, it can end up emphasizing redness or uneven patches in your skin. And we all know that red hair, as beautiful as it is, tends to fade faster than other colours, leaving you with those frustrating, uneven patches that need constant maintenance. It's just a lot of work to keep up with, and not always worth the effort. So what's the better option? Instead of opting for a bold, fire engine red, consider going for a softer, more muted red, or even a rich auburn. These shades offer the warmth and vibrancy that you love about red hair, but with much more balance and depth. For instance, a warm auburn is a beautiful shade that can really enhance your complexion, giving it a lovely, healthy glow without overwhelming your features. The beauty of auburn is that it's rich and deep, but it still feels subtle enough to be flattering on almost every skin tone. It's the perfect middle ground between bold and soft, giving you that radiant, lively appearance without the harshness that bright red sometimes brings. One of the great things about this tone is how versatile it is. It adds warmth to your overall look, and as your hair ages, it can provide a timeless and elegant vibe. Plus, the best part is that auburn and deeper red shades tend to fade much more evenly compared to brighter, more intense reds. This means fewer touch-ups and a more manageable routine to keep your hair looking fresh and polished. To elevate this colour even more, ask your stylist to add some subtle highlights or lowlights in copper or caramel shades. These highlights will add dimension and depth to the colour, creating a natural, multi-dimensional look. Instead of feeling flat or one-dimensional, your hair will look full of life and movement, making it seem much more youthful and vibrant. These extra layers of colour also help soften the overall tone, giving it a refined, sophisticated appearance that's easy to maintain without the stress of constant upkeep. So not only does it look fabulous, but it's a much easier colour to live with in the long run. So we've tackled the fiery reds, but there's another common choice that can unintentionally make us look older. Finally, let's talk about monotone hair colours. While they might seem like an easy, low-maintenance go-to, an all-over single shade, whether it's brown, blonde, or anything else, can actually be surprisingly unflattering as we age. Here's why. Monotone colours lack the natural dimension that our hair starts to lose as we get older. As we age, our hair tends to lose some of its natural vibrancy and depth, which means those one-dimensional shades can have the opposite effect we're looking for. Without highlights, lowlights, or any variation, it can make your hair appear flat, lifeless, and, let's be real, kind of dull. Over time, this lack of dimension can make your hair look thinner, and it can even start to look wig-like. Something we definitely want to avoid, right? When your hair is one single uniform shade, it doesn't catch the light the same way a multi-tonal look does. This is especially true as we get older, when our hair texture and density may change. The flatness of monotone hair can draw attention to things like fine lines, shadows, or the natural contours of your face, which, let's face it, is probably not the kind of attention you want. It can also leave your hair looking more sparse, which just doesn't feel as youthful or lively. So while monotone colours may seem easier to maintain, they don't offer the same benefit when it comes to enhancing your natural features. Plus, let's be honest, monotone hair just feels a little one-dimensional and dated. So what should you do instead? The key is to add some depth and dimension into the mix. Think about incorporating highlights and lowlights that are a few shades lighter or darker than your base colour. This creates more contrast and vibrancy, making your hair look fuller and more lively. For instance, if you're a brunette, adding caramel or honey-toned highlights can really brighten up your look without feeling too dramatic. On the flip side, if you're blonde, soft beige or golden lowlights can add warmth and dimension to your hair, giving it a fresh, natural vibe. These subtle colour changes are a game changer. They bring a natural, sun-kissed look to your hair, creating movement and shine that makes it look much more dynamic. The beauty of adding dimension is that it helps frame your face, softens your features, and gives your overall appearance a much more polished, youthful finish. These layers of colour also make your hair look thicker and fuller, which is an extra bonus as our hair tends to thin over time. So, by opting for multi-tonal shades, you can breathe new life into your look and give yourself that refreshed, revitalized appearance. And who doesn't want that? But here's the best part, the beauty of a multi-tonal look is how versatile it is. You can play around with the hues, adjusting the tones to suit your personal style and mood. Whether you want something bold and daring or something soft and subtle, dimension in your hair color opens up so many possibilities. Plus, these variations aren't just about aesthetics. They actually work wonders in enhancing your complexion, making your skin look brighter and more vibrant. When done right, the right balance of highlights and lowlights can help highlight your natural glow, making you feel more radiant than ever. In the end, embracing dimension in your hair is all about giving your hair a fresh, youthful boost. It's about adding life and energy back into your look without overcomplicating things. And honestly, who doesn't love a little extra shine and texture in their hair? By switching up your colour in a way that complements your face and features, you're not just making a style choice, you're investing in a more confident, beautiful you. We have covered a lot of ground on the hair colours to avoid and the ones that work best for women over 50. But before we wrap things up, I want to share with you one last bonus tip that can really help make all the difference. Don't be afraid to experiment with your look. Changing your hair colour is a great way to express yourself and keep things fresh, so don't be too afraid to step out of your comfort zone. The key is to make smart choices that still highlight your features and complement your skin tone. For instance, if you've been thinking about trying a subtle balayage or a warm golden highlight, now could be the perfect time. Just remember, you don't have to follow any hard and fast rules. Instead, choose colors that make you feel confident and beautiful. Trust your instincts and don't be afraid to talk to your stylist about what works best for you. Sometimes a small tweak can make all the difference. So keep experimenting, keep embracing your personal style, and keep feeling fabulous. A little change can refresh your look without overwhelming you. You don't have to stick to any rigid rules or trends. What really matters is choosing colours that make you feel confident and beautiful. Remember, your hair is your personal canvas. Trust your instincts, don't be afraid to chat with your stylist about what's best for your unique skin tone and hair texture. And be open to playing with new shades that feel fresh and exciting. Even a small tweak, like adding some light dimension or a few warmer undertones, can give you a whole new energy. So keep experimenting with your look, embrace the beauty of change, and above all, keep feeling fabulous. Your hair should always be something that makes you feel empowered and stylish, no matter your age. Keep shining! I'd love to hear from you. Which hair colour have you been thinking about trying? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed watching this video, you will definitely love the next one.